Hello and welcome to the second episode of Packer Munchies. I am one of your hosts, Matt Belgard.
And I'm Rhiandel.
Let's get baking.
So today we are making marbled brownies.
And here we have our ingredients, which we would have like a cup of flour, a quarter cup of cocoa powder, and a cup and a quarter of sugar for some of our dry ingredients.
We have 8 ounces of chocolate chips and a half cup of butter.
Then we'll be using 3 eggs for the other part of the wet ingredients, as well as half a teaspoon of baking powder and half a teaspoon of salt.
All right.
Let's get started then. Where would you like to begin here?
All right. Let's start with the dry.
The dry ingredients. All right, we'll move this out of our way for now. Okie dokie. What would you like to begin with, the flour?
All right. So for the flour, it is 1 cup.
Here we are. Get this out of the way here now.
All right. And then this was half a cup.
A quarter cup of cocoa powder. Then we have a cup and a quarter of sugar. Lovely, get it all on there.
Open this up here. And half a teaspoon of baking powder.
All right, and then we'll also add another half teaspoon of some salt. Give it that flavor that salt adds.
All right.
And then we'll just mix all of our ingredients in together. All right, so we have some of our dry ingredients all prepared here.
So next is our wet ingredients.
So we'll have our butter, chocolate chips, which we will be using to melt, and some eggs. So first we can crack our eggs, and we'll need 3 of them.
Oh, you're trusting me for this.
Why, of course. And then, of course, as always, if any shells get in, just make sure to take them out beforehand, as it would be very unpleasant to eat.
So, first we are going to start by melting our butter.
Would you like to chop it up a little more to smaller pieces so it doesn't like melt over the bowl?
Sure.
Okie dokie. Let's grab a knife. Not one of those knives. Those are dangerous.
You can use a butter knife, 'cause that's what butter knives are for.
Of course. It's just butter. We'll just chop it a little so it's not in the way.
I can't believe it's not butter.
We'll move the eggs out of our way. And then we'll just melt it at like 15 to 20-second intervals, just so we don't cause it to burn or boil.
Oh, the oven is preheated.
Ooh, always like a nice toasty oven. At 350 degrees is what we'll have it preheated to today. And then we'll also melt the chocolate chips.
Yes.
What a satisfying beeping noise.
What a satisfying noise. What's up, eggs? Looking very eggy today.
Your mom was a hen. Want some butter?
Ta-da!
Okay. And then we can mix it a little. I'll grab a spoon here if you want.
Scary, scary, scary.
Is it all good?
Yep.
Fully melted? Wonderful.
Look at that. Ooh,
We
smells
will
delicious. We have.
And then we'll add the chocolate chips as well. Should we use a whisk? I think we should use a whisk.
I think we should too.
I think it would be much more pleasant.
Put that in for about 40 seconds.
We don't want it to burn by staying in too long. Maybe we'll start with 30 and check them afterwards.
Okay.
We're being unnatural robots. We're going to So these butters are, or the chocolate chips are still really whole, so we'll probably want to put them in for a little longer as well.
You know what we should do? A time lapse of just whisking.
That is usually the goal. You gotta make it look interesting when you whisk though. Give it some style.
Delicious.
Butter and eggs.
Butter and eggs. It
It's the
smells
most
great
healthy
though.
American combination.
It smells so good. Well, wasn't that just perfect timing?
Microwaves. The bowl's pretty hot. I'll give it up.
Just give it a little rinse.
Look at how saucy it's getting.
Saucy?
Melted.
Chocolate sauce.
Chocolate sauce. Like a ganache.
We're not fancy enough for that.
We lack the budget.
Anyways.
We'll need to milk
yeah.
this a little longer.
That chocolate piece is taunting me.
We'll clean it up.
Stay.
Oh no! It activated all on its own. How is our whisking? What a nice creamy texture. Not really creamy, I guess it's just melted, but always preferable.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can stop beeping now.
Let him have this moment. He gets to be the proud microwave of the cooking show Packer Munchies. Isn't that quite an honor for a microwave? They have dreams too, you know.
Don't we all?
Isn't that what school's for? For all of our dreams. Do you think students make their dreams?
Okay, anyways. Alright.
We'll add some of this chocolate. Should be melted a little longer, or is it?
No, it's alright.
Okie dokie.
It'll be alright.
Add it in.
Okay.
I can hold the whisk. Are we adding the chocolate to this?
We can just add it all in there right now if you want.
Yeah, I assume we're adding, because we need to
Okay.
mix the chocolate all into it anyways.
Alright, so first we are going to put the eggs in here.
Oh, we'll add the chocolate separately. Sounds good.
I'm totally
Look at that.
beautiful.
Isn't it wonderful? Where did my... Oh, it's right here, of course.
Alright.
One of the most tame baking shows you might have seen.
And this glass is hot. Be careful if you ever use glass.
Correct.
I'm burning myself.
I have a high tolerance for pain. I'm good to go. I have once burnt my hand on an oven on the surface intentionally. I'm good to go.
My stepbrother blew up a firecracker by me. Does that count? So,
I'm not good at doing this because I'm left-handed. You might have to give it a whirl. Because did you know that baking spoons are angled to be used by right-handed people?
really?
The world is just biased.
The world is just biased.
Specifically to left-handed people.
This is a promotion for more left-handed bakers.
This is the next news article for Packer Media. Should left-handed people have rights?
Come forward, let's
Do you mean lefts? Okay.
We represent 10% of the population. I say we get a say in left and right-handed bakeware.
Right.
start a revolution with
All right. I'm
Would we
gonna
like
borrow
the
that
whisk? Oh, it's over here, of course.
We can just use that.
And then you would like to whisk it until it's fully mixed into a nice, lovely chocolate looking mixture. It's called a mixture.
Yes.
If this was chemistry class, these would be very acidic brownies because eggs have amino acids in them, which are acidic.
Thank you for the lesson, Matt.
For the lesson.
For the lesson. I won't be in chemistry for another 3 years.
Another 3 years? We're only a month away from the end of this school year now.
Oh, that's true. There's some
Would you like
thick
to add
batter.
another egg?
There's some thick batter. I'm just gonna say.
No, we can always add more to reach the consistency you would like. We need to add more. Would you like to add more butter or more egg?
I think we need one more egg.
One more egg. I'll crack an egg here. I set the eggs over here.
Lovely.
And
In the meantime,
crack it into a small container. We have lots of chocolate all over this egg here as well. It'll be very scrumptious.
scrumptious, scrumdiddlyumptious.
In the wise words of Willy Wonka.
Not the TikTok Willy Wonka, regular Willy Wonka.
There's a TikTok Willy Wonka. There's a TikTok Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
Really? Now I don't use almost any social media at all. How do you feel about social media?
I think it is degrading your mind. But, you know, I still use it.
Do you think it's
so...
good for entertainment?
Oh, yeah.
Other than social media being social, do you think it's a great use of entertainment?
It depends what you're watching.
A lovely chocolatey. Still a little too thick in my opinion.
So just so everyone knows, cream cheese in the microwave for longer than 10 seconds explodes. So-
This will be a very helpful fact later on in this episode as we make our white mix for our marble brownies.
Yes.
And then I propose
All right.
we use a little more butter, or do you think that's good?
I think it's all right.
You think it's alright?
I think it's all right.
You'll be tasty.
Yep, it's all right.
I don't think it can be a he. It is just a bowl of sauce. And then we do have our lovely assistants in the background supporting us on this journey.
Yes.
And here is where we introduce this fabled cream cheese, which burns so lovely. We can take a knife and make it into smaller pieces, so hopefully maximizing the surface area for maximum microwave efficiency. How is it going? How's the weather?
Cold. It's supposed to be spring.
Well, we are in North Dakota now. As cold as it may be, don't you think it would be delicious to have nice warm brownies?
With a little bit of milk.
We can start by melting the cream cheese here.
For 10 seconds only.
Yep, no longer than 10 seconds at a time, as it gets very hot very quickly.
Yes.
How do you
I think
prefer
we...
your milk?
I feel it would be a good investment to put microwave covers in the microwaves.
Microwave
look.
covers?
It didn't explode.
And it can use another 10 seconds.
Yes.
We'll just keep doing it at interval
And watch it
until
closely.
it's fully done. And then, of course, we can add our sugar and flour here as well.
So how much sugar is there?
This was an amount of sugar. I'll be back with one moment. And we are coming back now. This was 1/4 cup of sugar. Isn't that just the loveliest amount? And then here we have 2 tablespoons of flour as well. And we'll move these out of our way.
Just going to mix this here.
Yep, it's good to give it a good stir before melting it a bit more, or else all of the heat will just sit on the outside where the glass gets the hottest, and that's what causes it to burn.
So if you ever don't feel like using glass, don't use it.
Yes, please don't use glass. It is wildly inefficient.
But it does look aesthetically pleasing, so it's okay.
Isn't that wonderful? Do you believe they should make stained glass bakeware?
Yes, so you can be material girl.
Shall we add a little more heat to this?
I don't think so, but
Another
sure.
7 seconds. We'll want it to be
7, that's an
melty.
interesting number.
Would you like to chop our butter into smaller bits so it melts easier? Nice toasty toasty cream cheese for our cream cheese batter, which we'll be adding to our brownie mixture.
I did not almost drop the glass either.
You are so talented.
I know, right? Anyways.
No one else could not drop the glass much like you did just now. That's true talent.
Yes.
Yes, focus on our cream cheese mixture, which we'll be marbling in.
Alright. So first we will put in our butter here.
Would you like a small spoon for that cream cheese?
Yes. Right.
Don't want to miss any of it. Good to the last drop. We're receiving some friendly advice from the shadows. All right, now
You know,
that we
I'm
have
just hearing a little birdie.
now that we have some cream cheese added,
I'm
we'll mix this. What would be best to mix this with? Not one of those. Shall we use this spatula? That one's dirty. We'll grab a brand new clean spatula.
A red one. At that.
A red one.
A red one.
What do you think the color red is for?
Royalty.
Royalty. In terms of us baking at the moment right now. What can it symbolize?
Evil doings.
The Japanese Empire. They sponsor this baking show at the moment.
You know what we can sponsor? The blooper reel.
The blooper reel. Packer News is almost finished with its blooper reel. Unless we are completely finished.
We are.
It is completely finished. As I have received word just now, it is completely finished.
Just now from the shadows.
From
It's just a little
from the
birdie.
mysterious voice behind camera.
There's just a little birdie here telling me things. Okay.
Heard it
so,
through the grapevine. Would you like?
Here's our brownie mix, and then we have our cream cheese.
And then, while our batter is being prepared, we'll also get our pan ready to add our batter into. We'll be using a 13 by 9 inch pan, but any pan works with just a varying cooking time. So not too much or not too little. You'll add some cooking spray. And then we'll have our sauces all ready over here. I can bring the pan over as well.
Are these technically sauces, Matt?
They're mixtures, at least.
Okay.
I'm not sure if all mixtures are considered sauces.
I'm not sure either.
Because if
That's
it
why I
is,
was
could we call it a soup?
All right. So which one would we like to put in the pan first?
Obviously the chocolate as the main base, as the smaller amounts we have here will be added in for the marbling.
Be careful not to drop
The whole bowl.
the whole bowl. You wanna help here?
You usually,
You can use the rubber scraper.
yes,
You
the
can
rubber
use the
scraper.
rubber scraper. So
Our mysterious tech crew offers words of
our
wisdom.
little birdies,
The grapevines.
they're just catching all of our mistakes here.
Tweet.
Sweet.
They do not yet know that the camera can hear them the entire time, and that we will not be able to cut this out of editing.
That is okay. Anyways,
I woke this up this morning at 5:50 in the morning,
Why?
so I can get ready for the day, of course. I have an entire day of baking's worth to look forward to.
Yes, baking.
Marbled brownies.
Marble brownie.
How much sleep do you think you
Delicious.
got last night?
Enough.
Enough. You would not like to state how late you were awake. We need to add
I
this
can't
still.
state it because I don't know it.
You do not know how
Anyways.
late you were up last night?
Do you need help?
Yes.
Do you want to like hold?
I am left-handed. It hates me.
This is not how issues work.
Not as much as our sponsors.
This may be a bigger pan than needed.
It might be. Which I'm unsure why, because that's what the recipe calls for.
Some people like thin brownies. Here, we do not.
Yes, thinner brownies are diet friendly. Even though they still possess all the same amount of sugar as regular brownies, but in smaller
There is
portions.
chocolate on the bottom here.
Wonderful. You can clean that up. And there's still more in your bowl. You would not like to waste any ingredients. How shall we get the rest of this? You got
Come
this.
here. Come here.
Always support your team members when baking with a friend.
Komi, komi. Is komi spider in Korean?
I don't know
We'll look
Korean.
that up later.
We'll keep you posted on the answer. You can follow us on our social medias and we will post the mysterious answer to this question. On what the Korean word for spider is. As it is a
It's
very
Korean.
pressing matter
It matters.
to all of our Korean viewers who may be watching. It
My
is very
sister.
important. Your sister.
No, she's just really into K-pop.
So she knows the language?
Yes.
I think that's a good reason
She's
to
doing
learn a language, is
Duolingo
it not?
for it.
Duolingo. They're
This
not
is not
sponsoring us
sponsored.
either. Ooh, it looks like we got
All right,
a little
let's
birdie
see
to
here.
tell us.
Spider.
Komi, komi, komi.
Ooh, she was right. The answer is gomi.
Don't ask me why I know what spider is in Korean. Molly. Anyways,
Who is Molly?
my sister.
Lovely.
We don't associate with her.
Do you know what else we don't associate with?
Bad brownies.
Bad brownies. You're so right.
Anyways.
Time to add the cream cheese batter for the marblingness.
I get to eat the chocolate after this, right?
No,
Sad.
because after some bake time, we will have wonderful marbled brownies. Some assistance.
I feel like this is
I
a
have
fully-
really white sleeves, so I guess I'm not baking as intense as I usually am. Trying to stay clean. I don't usually bake in formal wear.
Not normally. No.
Not normally.
Make sure you get all your corners here.
Definitely. Normally I bake wearing my streetwear.
I've never seen you in streetwear, Matt.
Oh, it is only the most scandalous.
Great.
Shorts and a t-shirt.
We're just gonna.
You'll never see
scrape
me like
this
that at
off.
school.
The
Wonderful.
school is a formal place.
For a formal education
Yes.
in which your wonderful Hacker Media class can teach you all about the ethics of brownie making.
Yes.
What is against the ethics of brownie making? Bad brownies?
Bad brownies.
Yes, that is
Ooh.
very unethical.
And the people who add apples to brownies.
Apples to brownies. That sounds like nonsense. I mean, pineapples and pizza isn't that bad, but apples and brownies sounds like a mess.
Oh, doesn't it?
What do you prefer to add to brownies?
Caramel.
Caramel?
Caramel.
Salted caramel or hot caramel?
Salted caramel.
salted caramel. Gotta get your sodium levels up.
Yes. All right.
We'll add some cream cheese onto this brownie mixture. And then we'll use a fresh butter knife to make the swirly patterns.
As can see in the back, we are out of butter knives. That's okay. We have the brownie knife.
The brownie knife.
Ta-da!
It will work all the same
Which
as
is-
we'll be tie-dyeing it anyways into itself.
Are you good?
No.
Okay. So we're just gonna.
You gotta do it like that. There you go. You gotta keep swirling it till it looks very pretty.
Time lapse.
Do you know what is also against bad brownie ethics?
What?
Bad teammates.
Bad.
If you think you have been exposed to a poor baking partner, please get out.
Find a new one.
Are you trying to tell Reese something?
Yeah.
Oh no, she has been a wonderful baking partner. But we are talking about the ethics of brownie. And in a
Yes.
situation in which you have a toxic baking partner,
So
cut them from your life.
Just like you cut brownies.
Just like you would cut brownies into pieces for a party.
see how many things you can relate to brownies.
It's wonderful.
It's amazing. Anyway.
Brownies are just an allegory to life itself.
What's an allegory?
Some fancy English word I do not know.
English is difficult. Anyways.
That's why you speak Korean.
Yes. Go me.
We have some brownies, and here we will transfer them into our oven with appropriate hand gloves, pot holders,
Yes.
which are over here,
Pot holders are for holding pots.
and pans. They're also for holding pans, and you'll see.
So here we have already preheated the oven to 350.
And we will bake for 30 minutes, and then we'll check on them and see how they are doing. And if they're not done, we'll wait longer. We'll set the timer. You should be able to hold it.
It won't let me. Never mind.
Is that 30 seconds or 30 minutes?
That's minutes. That's minutes, hon. That's 2 hours.
I wish you would guess.
So don't put it in for 2 hours.
Yes.
If you ever believe that an oven goes up by 5 seconds at a time, you might need to rethink about your choices.
There we go, 30 minutes.
Yes.
And in the meantime, we'll get everything cleaned up. We'll see you when it's done.
Yay!
Okie dokie, the brownies are all done. We'll take a first look and see how they're doing. See if they're done yet. Big holders. We'll take a check. The little knife test. They are most certainly not done. There's still a cookie in the middle. So we would recommend putting your brownies back in the oven for an allotted time more and see how they do. Take 2 of our brownies. We'll check how they did after that extra time we gave them.
Are you recording?
Yes, it is recording. We'll take a... Would you like to see how they did?
And they are done.
And they are fully cooked all the way through. Now we will just let them cool for a while before we will cut them. So we'll cut our brownies into 12ths just for the sake of doing so, but they can be cut into any proportion, of course. Would not recommend scooping the whole thing out and eating it as one brownie. It is very helpful to let it cool a while before you cut, or else it is still really, like, it's so warm that the knife, like, has issues cutting through it well. So here we'll be cutting ours into 12. And then always remember to never burn your hands while touching hot kitchenware.
Just realized how uneven it was.
It's okay. These brownies are only going to the greatest of causes. To Mr. Strom's mental health.
Newspaper. Sponsoring Mr. Strom.
And then we're done. And then we'll just place them all onto plates and save them for later.
And here was our Packer Munchies show for the day.
I hope you enjoyed, and goodbye, and hopefully don't take our advice, and please don't try this at home. Thank you.